Welcome to the Better Road Podcast, where we pave the way to better living and discover the roads less traveled. Introducing my cousin, Lawrence Peremen, 10 years old. I'm really excited to have him on because he's super charismatic and there's something so calm about him, yet really competitive at the same time. And I really admire that about you. Lawrence, tell me about this helmet here. Tell me about karting.
So I'm a micro in karting, and this is the helmet I race with. It has my team on the sides. Well, the cart I race on the sides. The front, the visor says my name on it, and on top it has the number 28. And I have to include my cousin, of course. I have the company right there. I wear this with my most expensive outfit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your karting gear.
Yeah, my karting gear.
Yeah, it's a pretty expensive outfit,
Yeah.
pretty expensive sport altogether, right?
Yeah.
So tell me, how did you get started in karting?
So I was in Miami for my birthday, and not my birthday, for an event, and I went racing,
Okay.
like rental karting around R, and I think it was RPM. I liked it so much that it was my first time there, and there was these kids that are always there, and I was actually they were faster than me, but I was like keeping up with them. And this guy was helping me. There's this turn. He's like, the trick to this turn is going just straight.
Hmm.
It was like a turn like that, and you could just go straight. And I really enjoyed him helping me. And since I really liked it, I went back in New Jersey, and there's an RPM there. And I started racing over and over and over. I really liked it. Like, I watched videos about how to race and stuff. And for my birthday, I went to Orlando, and I had a trainer named Tim Hannon, and he had a track in New York. And for my birthday, since I was in Orlando, he had a friend that works at the racetrack. I got to race around in a gas powered cart, and it was
So RPM wasn't gas powered, right?
no RPM was electricity.
This was your first chance to race gas powered.
It was my first chance not only racing gas power and feel, but also feeling G forces.
And that was when you're like, whoa, you probably even liked it even more, right?
Yeah, I liked it way more than I did in the beginning.
That's awesome. So you told me your helmet represents your team and your number. Can you tell me a little bit more about your team and your coach?
So my team, I'm on two teams.
Okay.
They're not two teams, but they're like combined together for national races. I'm based off of MDR, Mike Doty Racing,
Okay.
and there's this team in North Carolina called BJR. And for nationals, with real like national for USPKS, SCUSA, they combine together. So we have a pretty big team, and my coach is named Austin Miles, and he's really good for me. He does what's I'm meant for. So he explains everything very well and makes me understand.
Where has he helped you? Like, what do you mean by what you're meant for?
So in 2024 Miami, February 10th, I got Austin Miles as my coach,
Mm-hmm.
and I had trouble first racing around the track, but he helped me understand more about what I'm supposed to do because I had a different coach who would tell me drive harder into the turn. I'm sure no one knows what that means, only NASCAR drivers, and I didn't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll be like drive harder, and I'm like, and before I was like really shy, so I wouldn't know what to say, so I wouldn't ask. Austin Miles, he saw that I did not understand it, so he put it in a different way for me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that helped you with the turns?
It helped me turn. It helped me getting off the brake, and it helped me getting second. Yeah.
Getting second place. I was going to get to that. So you've
Uh,
had some success so far.
yeah.
It seems like you've won some states, right? You in New York, you've won a few races, right?
Yeah, I've won a few races in New York. Most of my trophies are from New York.
Right.
And I would have probably won the championship, but I was more focused with national stuff.
Okay.
So I would not really be there for all the races. So if I was there, I probably would have won. If not one, got second in the championship.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you do have your national races. You recently podiumed at the Miami race, right?
Yeah.
Can you walk me through that?
So in Miami, there's practice, there's qualifying, there's a heat race, there's a final, and it goes by order. And so practice, I was doing okay, not so great. And for happy hour, something called happy hour, it's where it sets you up for the qualifying. Because qualifying is where you have 5, maybe 4 laps to get the fastest time you can. And happy hour, I started to understand the track. So I was in happy hour, I was doing pretty good. And a red flag happened. A red flag's where there's an incident that's really bad. And so I think two kids flipped over. It made us stop. So it gave me more time to think about what I have to do and what I have to fix. So I got a good position. I think I got top 10. And that's really what bumped me up for the weekend. I had qualifying, maybe like 10th, 12th, something like that. And I was helping this kid, which also helped me by drafting. And the drafting's really helpful.
Can you explain what drafting is for people who might not know?
So drafting, it's not only used on racetracks, but it's used on the road to where a car's in front of you and you're right behind them and they take all the air up so you could go way faster. So they're making basically an umbrella for you. Yeah.
Hmm.
And since he's pushing through the air, I have clean air, so I could just pull out. I could bump him, makes us even go more faster.
Gotcha. So using that technique kind of helped you with your podium, right?
Yeah, helped me a lot, but not as much. So I made 2 positions in qualifying.
Uh huh.
I started 10th for the pre-final, to where the pre-final is where it's like a pre-race
Right.
for the final. And for that, I started P10. I went up to, I finished that race in 5th. That person got, a person in front of me got a penalty. And then and then I got a penalty.
Oh, really?
Which bumped me back down to 10th, which I was not very happy about. Because since I was supposed to start P4, position 4, they took a picture of me because they post people's pictures of when they win. So they thought I could win now. But after that, I was not so happy.
After the penalty, you got pushed back to 10,
Yeah, got pushed back to 10th place.
but
Yeah.
then you still on the
I,
final.
in the final, I was
Mhm.
driving terrible. Like, I got passed by so many kids. And then after that, there was some red flag happened. Red flags aren't very common, but for that race it was. After a red flag, they restart the race. So we start in a single file line. And they wave a green flag to go. It means to go. But when there's not a red flag, we're in 2 lines. Inside, outside. Outside is where you're supposed to turn. The inside is where you want to be for the middle of the turn. It's better to be on the inside than outside,
Hmm.
but it's hard to do that because we're in a single file line.
Right.
I probably started 15th in the red flag.
Okay.
And from there, it was a 20 lap race, maybe a little more. I gained 5 positions right off the start.
You do that often. I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just kept moving up and up and up and up and up till I got to 4th place.
Uh huh.
I'm back up to fourth now. I have so far. I think to myself, I have no penalties. So I'm racing. There's maybe 3 laps left, and this guy went into the grass, which gave me a spot up, which put me into third place.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, it's time to push. I'm only a few seconds behind them. Well, I'm 2 seconds behind them. That's a lot in racing. That's maybe like 10 seconds in real life. Probably like 20. Since that happened, I got a little bit closer up to them, maybe like a second. And from there, they waved the white flag. 2 laps to go.
Okay.
Okay? And then I come, there's the guy. I caught right up to them. I pulled out for the pass. I went in, couldn't. And he, since I passed on the inside, the next turn, I would be on the outside. So he took me there.
Mm-hmm.
And we were battling. He pulled a little because he had the inside. And we were up to a turn called a hairpin. It's a very sharp turn. And I was too far to pass him. I'm still in third place right now.
Mm-hmm.
I heard the checker flag. They were waving it like that. And I crossed it. I'm like, okay, I got third place. I'm happy. I pull into something called the scale line.
Okay.
It's where they weigh you. And I got out the cart and start grittying a dance. And I was so happy.
Well, you knew you podium, but
Yeah,
so what happened? I thought it was second though, right?
yeah.
So
So the person in front of me, my friend named Marco, he saw me and he's like, "You got second," and I'm like, "I got third." And Marco's like, "That guy got a penalty." So I got second place, and I got even more happy. And they said for me to dance again.
yeah.
And the camera people, they caught me on video doing it, and they posted it on their Instagram.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, I want to see that.
yeah.
That's awesome. I wish I saw this whole race. I'm
It
glad
was.
you walked me through it because
You could actually watch it right now.
oh, I could?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe
Yeah.
you'll show me right after
All
this.
right. Yeah.
I'd love to see that. North Carolina didn't go as well, but
Yeah.
hey, do all those tough moments make up for those podiums?
I have too many tough moments.
Too many tough moments,
But yes, that made it up. I was so happy for the rest of the day, and for the rest of the 4 weeks that I was. The rest of the weeks I wasn't racing, I was so happy. My dad slept with my trophy.
Can you talk about your dad and how he's been an influence to you?
So I want to just really thank my dad for taking me to all these races. He takes me because he believes in me, and I'm really happy.
That's really special to have. Your dad's always been an inspiration to me too, and the way that he treats you and really brings you to all these races just goes to show that you have the right support. Because I know you have goals. Can you talk a little bit about that? What are your goals with racing?
So my goal is to be my biggest goal right now. Well, one of my goals right now is to go race in Europe.
Okay.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
But my biggest goal is to be an F1 15-time champion.
That's good. Say it proudly.
Yeah, that's really all I want in life.
Well, I think if you stick with it because you love it so much and you've had some success and you understand that the downs just get you closer to the highs, I could see it really happening for you. So stick with it. I'm excited to see how that turns out. Can you tell me about who in the league might inspire you right now?
No one.
No
They're all
one?
my competitors.
No, who in F1?
Oh, in F1.
Yeah.
So my idol is Ayrton Senna.
Uh-huh. You told me about him.
Yeah, so he's a really good driver. Sadly, he passed away at very young, in his like 30s, I believe.
Yeah.
And he would have been the best race car driver. And he's raced maybe 4 seasons. He has 3 championships. He died because he was too good for. He was so good at racing that they made his car harder to drive, and that's what it was impossible to drive. So he couldn't turn on one turn, and he just caught on fire. He went straight in the wall, caught on fire, and died from there.
Yeah,
It
you
was
told me about that.
it was a
Sad
very sad
story.
moment.
Very sad. How about now? Anyone currently active that you kind of aspire to or you like to watch more so?
A lot of people know his name. His name's Max Verstappen. And Lando Norris. My helmet, LN, stands for Lando Norris. I drive his kart. And those two are probably my biggest right now. Lando Norris just won his first race in F1, and Max Verstappen is a three-time champion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People talk about his dominance all the time. People start hating him because he's winning so much. But I believe that he deserves it, and because he really works hard. He spends all his time on his simulator. He installed it on his plane. The simulator is like racing, but on a TV. He likes it so much. Like he practices so much. He installed it in his plane.
That's pretty cool. That shows some dedication. I know
Yeah,
you have one too now. I'm sure you're excited to
I'm
use it.
building mine right now. Yeah,
Yeah. Can you tell me about, I mean, you mentioned these crashes, the red flags, this and that. It seems like a dangerous sport.
it's a very dangerous sport, and I actually on my helmet there's a little
You could
two
show it.
scratches.
Show.
So on here, my helmet, as you could see, there's this scratch over here and over there. It's definitely a dangerous sport. It's like broken here
How
too.
fast do your carts go right now?
So with a draft, we could hit 68 maybe. If you're like in a maybe four-person draft and you're right in the middle, you could probably hit. If you're very lucky, 70.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty fast for a 10-year-old in a cart. And I mean, you've been in crashes before, right? What's that like?
Well, the crashes, so it feels scary because you're in a 50 people pack and they're all driving at once, and you could either be in the back or the front or the middle. The middle and the front are the most scary
Okay.
because you could crash and there's just 30 people around you, and some people don't have enough good reflexes, so they'll just slam into you. And it's like a shock at first, but it like gets better.
I'm glad you walked me through that because I would never know unless I asked. So that's really interesting. Now, what other things do you seem to like to do? Because I know you have a life outside of karting. You actually gave me this, well, didn't give me, you inspired me to get this. Can you tell people what that is and what?
Okay. So this is the Kobe Bryant card.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. He actually made a little money off of it.
Yeah, it was a good purchase. The
So
the dollar amount's still on the card.
yeah, so $4 he spent, and
I
it's
paid $4 for that.
four whole. And ended up being in the hundreds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good card. It's a high school, right? Lower Marion.
No, it's a rookie card.
Is it rookie? I think it says Lower Marion. I think it's from high school.
Drafted first round.
Oh, it's okay. But I think the jersey that he's wearing is his high school
No,
jersey.
this is USA.
Is it? Let me
It's a
see.
USA team.
Oh, you know what? You're right. But it says here Lower Marion High School on the bottom.
Maybe it's
So
a picture from high school, but it's a draft pick. It's like a rookie card, but it's an NBA card at the
drafted
same
first
time.
round.
Yeah.
I really love this. I appreciate it. What got you into sports cards?
So my friend is actually a really big collector in sports cards. And he showed me a bunch of cards. He actually has a Michael Jordan rookie. He inspired me to do it, and said he gave me some cards to start my collection.
That's pretty cool.
Recently, I actually just opened a very like a $1,500 card.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pulled a Steph Curry autograph.
Where'd you get that? Just a random package?
A box called Organs.
Very cool. There's actually a store right by me. Maybe we'll check it out after this. I
Yeah, let's
think
go.
Yeah, I think you'll like it. It's probably a good one. I know you're also a Hunt Brothers Pizza fan.
Uh,
I had to bring it up.
only in North Carolina.
Only in North Carolina. New York pizza's probably better,
Yeah,
right?
I like New
We're
York pizza.
we're gonna have to check out La Industry. That's also right. It's right by the card shop, so we'll do them both.
Since you've been talking about me a lot, let's see. How have you been?
How have I been? I've been doing good. Some of the things we spoke about, I've been sticking to my diet, just
Yeah.
staying disciplined, working. I'm actually studying for my real estate license right now.
Oh,
So that's something new. I'm looking to get into hospitality leasing for like restaurants and
that's
hotels.
nice. Yeah.
It goes hand in hand with selling wine.
Yeah.
So I'm looking to kind of expand my career that way and yeah, just cruising along, enjoying my 20s. I love my new apartment. It's very,
Beautiful,
very
by the way.
comfortable and, not spacious, but yet spacious at the same time for what it is.
For this is I actually really like it. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm glad. Well, I want to know before we go, this is called the Better Road podcast. So I'm curious, what do you like to do, maybe on a daily basis or just in general? What do you like to do that gets you better or kind of improves the quality of your life? What are some things?
So I spend most of my week in school, but when I always after school, I exercise.
Okay. That's a good one.
Yeah, so I exercise. I exercise on the weekends, no breaks. Yeah, I do, but I started doing this thing called an ab roller. But
Okay.
I,
Yeah, I know what that is.
yeah, but the thing is, I don't do it normally. I do it standing up, and I do a push up when I get to the end. It's very hard.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
so
I can
hard.
imagine that. So mostly like calisthenics, you're doing like mostly body weight exercises right now?
So mostly right now,
Yeah.
but I have a gym that I sometimes do some weights, but not usually.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
more into physical stuff.
Yeah. We'll get you doing the behind the back
I
clap
can't.
soon. Yeah.
Yeah, I could do a normal clap right now, but never. I don't know about the behind the clap.
You'll get there. Anyone who's watching this, where can they find you or connect with you on socials?
You could find me on Instagram. My name's Lawrence Peremen.
TikTok, YouTube?
TikTok, but if it takes me a day or two to answer, that because you texted me on TikTok.
Okay. Gotcha. I'll plug those up on the screen here. Thank you so much for coming on, Lawrence.
Thank
I
you.
look forward in 10, 20 years catching up
All right, I'm ready.
on here. Yeah, maybe even before then.
All right, but before I go, I want to say thank you for inviting me on the podcast.
Absolutely my pleasure. Thank you everybody for watching. Please subscribe. Cheers.
Come on, let's do it.